Hello everyone, and welcome to the SIS Dynamics 365 for Sales demo. My name is Evan Hawes. I'm one of the senior Dynamics 365 CRM consultants here at SIS. I'm going to take you guys through the process of setting up a lead all the way to closing out an opportunity today. So the first thing I want to point out that we're on here is the sales activity dashboard. So this is an easy way to kind of give you an overview of what's going on in your personal sales pipeline or your business's pipeline. You'll see on the left here, this is my personal pipeline of opportunities that are currently in play. These are all of my top opportunities ranked by estimated revenue. And here's a breakdown of all my leads by source, as well as any activities that I have to complete for any of those opportunities or leads are down here. So the one thing, like I said, I wanted to focus on today was taking a lead from a lead, qualifying that, turning it into an opportunity, and closing that opportunity out. So we're going to be basing this on the idea that we are bidding to build the new Apple Park office for Apple out in San Francisco, California. Basically, we're going to go here to leads, and we're just going to want to create a new lead. From here, one of the first things we'll want to do is check and make sure that the account we're looking at is not already in our system. So I'm going to go in here and search for Apple, and there are no lookups. So that means that there's a very good chance that there's not a contact for Apple that is in our system either. So we're going to go ahead and title this Apple Park. The name here would be Tim Cook. We'll use their CEO. And basically what you want to do is just fill out as much information as you could possibly get on the company in a short amount of time, and I'll show you guys how to build that out. So Apple would be the owner here on the project. Their website is apple.com. So basically, after you get just the basic details here of the lead, you'll be able to hit save. And one of the things you'll notice here throughout this entire process is we have this business process flow up top here, which is what it's called. This takes maybe 5 to 10 minutes to configure for a business. Each one of these has a stage, and under each stage is a different set of steps that one would be able to fill out to continue moving this lead and opportunity forward through the process. So we're going to assume right now that we've gotten a bid to request. So that means we're just going to go ahead and auto-qualify this lead and turn it into an opportunity and put a lot of business force behind it. So we're going to come up here and hit qualify. If for some reason you didn't want to chase this lead, or this didn't fit your business or industry or whatever the case may be, you do have the ability to disqualify here, and there are status reasons, and these can change and be configured to fit better status reasons for your business's analytics. But for this process, we're just going to go ahead and qualify. Now what this is going to do is take the information that you already had on the lead and bring it over to the fields on the opportunity so you don't lose any data that you had. And if you notice, we now move from the contacted stage to the qualified stage. There's a whole new set of steps down here, and we're now in the opportunity instead of a lead. So like I told you guys, there wasn't much information that we put on Apple or Tim Cook. So there's a nice little tool in CRM called Insights, which you'll notice over here, and I'll show you a little better on the account screen. So we'll go in and click to Apple. Basically, this Insights view is a tool that CRM has had for a few years, and it's recently gotten updated with the acquisition of LinkedIn. So it's powered by LinkedIn, which is pretty powerful for your organization. So over here on the right-hand side, we'll see Apple Inc. And we've gotten a few pieces of data here. They're an owner, like I said, and their website and their account name. But we want to get as much information as possible without having to do a ton of research or data input. So we'll click this little sync tab here. And what this does is it combs through the Inside View database to find all of the pieces of data that it has on Apple that will match fields inside of CRM. So you'll see on the right-hand side, this is all of this stuff, Insights powered by Inside View, and everything on the right is what we have inside of CRM. So it auto defaults records based on the information that you currently have. If it thinks the information is better, it's going to go ahead and default to update it. But like here, we have Apple Inc., and it's the same piece of data that Inside View has, so they have not unchecked it. So we do want to bring all of this data over, so we have all of these boxes checked, and we'll just hit Update Account. So you would close and refresh this window, and what it's doing is taking all of that data that it had, and it's porting it over to CRM. So now that we've got this more data filled out, and even down here on the bottom with SIC, ownerships, and an entire description of their company, we want to bring in contacts. So the first thing is we'll click Find Contacts. And if you notice at the bottom, Apple has 40,484 employees that we could potentially bring into CRM as records. You can only select 10 at a time, but you can fill these in as you need. So let's say for this project, we'll need to talk to Phil Schiller, Zane Rowe, Zeta, and let's see, Jeff Williams. So we'll just click these little boxes here on the left side. We'll click this plus button, and you'll either have the option to add them as a contact or add them as a lead in CRM. For our purposes, we're going to add them as a contact. So we just hit that button. So now you see these little check marks pop up next to the name, which means they're now in CRM. So we can go back to our Apple record. We'll scroll down to the contacts view, hit refresh real quick to make sure it captures the new updates. And now you'll see all of the people that we added on top of Tim Cook are now inside of CRM and related to Apple. So we'll jump back into the lead or the opportunity where we were. Now, after you've filled out more information on the company, you'll want to come back to this opportunity and continue to build it out and work on this to win it for your company. So the first thing we'll look at is estimated revenue. So for here, we're going to be targeting about $50 million. Add an extra zero. And then we'll go through a series of yes or no questions and due dates through here. So do we know the general contractor? Yes, we do. Do we know the engineer? No, we don't. We do know the architect, and we definitely know Apple as the end customer. So here next, we'll be able to select a due date. So for this one, we'll just say it's May 10th at 10 a.m. And so as you continue to build this out, you'll have the ability to add stakeholders, internal sales team members, and competitors to this opportunity as well. So for stakeholders, we'll just hit here. And we'll want to look up, we'll just look up Apple. So this will pull in anybody that works for Apple. So we'll add Zeta. And we'll add Jeff Williams, as well as Phil Schiller. So from here, we're going to say this is a Tim Cook here is an end user, actually more like an influencer. Zeta would be a decision maker. Phil Schiller would be a champion. And then Jeff Williams is your normal stakeholder. Outside of that, we'll want to develop our internal sales team. So we'll select Jeff Neely and myself. Go look at more records so we can select more than one. So from here, we'll say that I am the industry expert and Jeff is the technical sales professional, as well as being able to note any of your competitors. We'll just go ahead and select a few and add them in there. Select. So this will track all of your competitors that are on on this opportunity. From going down there, you want to fill out who the estimator is. For this, we'll just put myself. We did know who the architect was. So from this lookup, you'll be able to access all of the architects that are already in your system. So we'll say Burns & McDonnell. The owner is Apple. The engineer, we don't know, so that can definitely be left blank. And then the general contractor will give you also the option of looking at all of the general contractors in your system. So we'll say Agent Corp. And then you'll be able to fill out any labor requirements. So for this one, it'll be a commercial project. It's not government. There is no SBC participation. There is minority. There is HUBZone. It is not tax exempt. And for our purpose of this project, our lines of business are going to be exterior wall systems, interior walls and ceilings, as well as roofing. We'll be able to select those, build them out. You do have the option down here of creating ad hoc quotes based on a product library that you can input into CRM. Even though I know most people have their own estimating softwares, this is really good for change orders or very small quotes. So scrolling back up to the top, one of the things we'll do now, we found out that, their purchase time frame is this year. They have a budget amount for this part of the project that we're bidding on of $250 million. And their purchase process is done via a committee. So after we fill this out, one of the next things on our steps up here is completing an internal review. So what we'll do is we'll go to activities, and I'll need to add a task to my boss. And we'll say that this needs to be due by this Friday at noon. And we will assign it to my boss, Jeff, for him to do the internal review. So fast forward to Friday, and let's say Jeff has come in here, he's looked through everything, he's seen who the stakeholders were, who's going to be on the sales team, as well as who we're competing against. He's done his due diligence on that, made sure everything lines up, and has decided that he has completed the internal review. So he'll come into here, and he would hit complete, and then come up here and mark that as completed. He also, during that time, reviewed the contract, and they have given us they've approved our decision to bid. So after that, we'll move on to the next stage, which is estimate. From here, we've already put in the budget estimate down here. So you have the $250 million. Have you received drawings? Let's say today we have completed our takeoff, and we have reviewed the design. So after that, we've put our estimate package together. Everybody's taken a look at it. Everybody agrees on it, and we have approved our estimate. So we'll move right on to the bid propose stage. One of the nice things about this system is its ability to integrate with the Office 365 suite. Most importantly, Dynamics CRM. So we'll be able to go into Outlook and be able to attach an email and all of its subsequent conversations off of that email and port them over to CRM. So if we wanted to be able to pull an email from Outlook, the easiest thing to do is to go into Outlook, and you'll have this Dynamics 365 after you've implemented add-in added here. And when you pop it out, you'll get a very mobile style version of Dynamics 365, but you'll see the set regarding field, which means that you can attach this to a specific opportunity. We'll put in Apple Park. So after it's done its little search, this is our Apple Park opportunity that we want to track, and it'll track this opportunity inside of CRM. So after you've tracked this, the easiest thing to do is to go back into CRM. You'll scroll over to your Activities tab, and you'll now see that this email that we just tracked is now inside of CRM. So anytime I converse back and forth with that email, each one of those subsequent emails will be put into CRM, and you'll be able to see a full conversation history of what has gone on inside of CRM. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys was the mobile app. So included with Dynamics 365 is a full mobile version suite that you'll be able to use. Get this loaded up. So basically this is going to give you access to everything that you have access to on the internet. So you'll be able to go in, look at cases, opportunities, accounts, contacts, everything that you would be able to do on the internet, you'll be able to do from your mobile phone as well. So as we continue moving forward, we've done our estimate. We've estimated contracts estimation is 250 million. Our margin is 50 million. Which is a 20% margin. Now, as we continue to go through this, a lot of this will be moving through these steps. We'll sit here and say bid approved, our bid has been approved, and we have delivered that. So as we continue to move through here, we're going to finally end up at the very last stage, the close stage. And here, you just have a few other things to tidy up, and hopefully you'll be able to click that closes one button at the end of it. So here at the top, have the contract terms been finalized? Yes, they have. We have negotiated the contract language and have approved of that. And we have signed the contracts. So from here, we'll be able to basically now either close as won or close as lost. We've done our estimate, we put it forward, we put our bid out, we went through the entire process, and they have decided that we are the ones that are winning this bid on this project. So we'll come up here and close as won. Now, unfortunately, if you're not chosen as the winner of the bid, you would have to close as lost, which I'll show you that real quick. What this gives you is the status reason of why you lost. You either declined to continue bidding, you were outbid, you were disqualified from bidding, or you were outsold. You'll be able to attach in there the actual revenue if you happen to know that number, the date that it was closed, and you can also tag a competitor who won that deal for win-loss analysis later. But in this example, we've won, so we'll close as won here. Status reason is won. Our actual revenue has already been brought in from what we entered earlier is 50 million. Today is the close date. There is no competitor to put in because we won, and any free form description that you want to put in. You would hit OK. That would close this opportunity and push it to your back-end ERP. That was basically everything that I wanted to show you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day.